Lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. So we going camping now? This is definitely not one of my favorite episodes. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss Raising Kanan Season 2 Episode 5, What Happens in the Catskills. Now before I get into, I am just not feeling well, but we gonna do this video anyway. I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm gonna give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're gonna come back and discuss. I mean, the best thing about this episode was Marvin handling that dead body with just the two of us playing in the background. When I tell you I laughed, because it looked gross, it looked nasty, decomposed, jail, get it out the wall. You thought that was gonna go undiscovered in the wall? This is a project wall. No.
Go back.
Now that you guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me, let's get into this episode. Now we start off, with renovations, cleaning, Marvin getting that dead body out of the wall that is starting to smell. Thank you so much for everybody in the comments last video that reminded me about that whole situation with Rock and the inspector, him trying to push up on her and got dealt with. Like, I whole ass forgot that they put him in the wall. But Marvin did, like y'all always trying to diss Marvin and then use him to do the dirty work and be the muscle. That was just so hilarious to me. All of the sound effects, they were sure to get the squawk. Like, it sounded wet, like. But even though I loved absolutely everything about that scene, all the way down to the fiend coming to the door, like, how y'all cleaning the crack house? A clean crack house. Y'all not open and need my stuff. Just come on. What are y'all doing in there? It also was a dead giveaway for where we were going with this episode. That element of surprise or suspense in the episode was absolutely non-existent, because we knew from the moment that Marvin got the body out and wrapped it up that it was going to be in the trunk of that car. I really think that the episode would have worked so much better if there was, a surprise there or some shock, and we kind of found out as soon as Kanan did, but it did not go that way. Now, speaking of surprises and suspense, let's get into Rock sitting at the foot of Kanan's bed looking like a goddamn psycho serial killer. Like, girl, why are you sitting there like that? Scared the dog shit out of Kanan. We knew it was a setup, and so did he. Like, why are you sitting there smiling like she was just ultimately happy? We knew you were up to some shit when you sat down there with your updo ponytail. Like, she don't be wearing no ponytail. Something is about to go down, and Kanan is shook. Rock is giving Hannibal Lecter, and Kanan felt it also, which is why he wanted Jukebox to come. The energy is off. We know that we are leading off of the episode before where she found out that Kanan is, still talking to Malcolm and no longer believing her. And we also knew right away that we were going camping to bury this body. But I did like the fact that Kanan is coming into his own this episode, and no matter what nobody has to say, especially Rock, who is trying to make the ultimate, hey son, like, no girl, we are not 11 12 years old anymore. You can't just tell me something and I'm just gonna run with it. She is totally trying to feel him out, read the room, make that instant bond happen, but she knows that he is distant and she knows why. And I love that he is making up his mind for himself. He's no longer looking for much validation elsewhere. Even when we have our right hand man Juke, nah, don't believe shit that nigga say. He's not your dad. Look, shut up Juke, shut up. Shut up Juke. I am so happy that he is coming into his own and he can admit, something feels familiar there. Like, it's not all a lie. Something is going on and my mom is lying to me. And no road trip, s'mores, camp stories by the fire ass situation is going to fix that. Stop lying to me. Now, even though I felt like a lot of the things in this episode were extremely predictable and circumstantial as far as, oh, this needed to happen for this to happen, and it was getting on my nerves, What I did not predict at all was Juke getting juked by not only Crown, but Uncle Lulu. I thought we had just came somewhere, Lulu. We had just came around the corner. I was so hyped when we had that moment of him, you know, cheering her on in the booth. That's my niece. We know that that's all she ever wanted was some validation for her voice and just the attributes that she has as Juke. They're always kind of, you know, pushing her off to the side. She's always kind of doing her own thing and closed off because who's she gonna talk to, Marvin? Outside of Kanan, like, this is absolutely it. So to see him lift her up in that moment, I was all here for it. So to see them snatch it back here, I just knew when we got the whole, oh, I was waiting to see you at this party, and Crown gives her the tape. I was not at all surprised to learn that he gave away the song to Salinas. I already knew that was coming. What I did not expect was for Lulu to be there to co-sign the shit. We have Juke roll up on Sascha in a little brownstone looking like, do you want to ride in my Mercedes, boy? Like, I don't gotta steal no music. Like, girl, first of all, not that she doesn't have her own style and her own voice, but the song absolutely did not hit the same. And then, of course, my brain, I'm like, lawsuit. Yes, you know, Lulu did the production, but this is ultimately her song from a deep place. She put a lot of passion into this song after Nicole passed away. Like, how you just gonna take my shit like that, Lulu? Then not even be respectful enough to talk to me. This is why Juke lost her goddamn mind anyway and became that Juke that we all know. Like, it is just hit after hit. Like, I absolutely have nobody. Not only am I two-stepping Marvin's ass, but now you prove that you can be trusted. And then, like, I wonder what's gonna happen when she finds out Rock ain't shit. She just does not have anybody in her corner. But you know what? Yeezus don't like ugly, because when Lulu had his happy ass in that little meeting trying to pitch the single, Crown pushed that ass to the side like nobody's business. Like, yeah, that's just, you know, the money, man. Like, he don't do nothing. This all me. Like, sit your ass over there. Let's go out and talk like men. Like, yeah, little nigga, sit over there. Like, when I tell you he sunned him, and I was like, so after this meeting, Crown, you gonna cry in the car? You gonna run or you gonna walk? Like, what are you doing? Crown in this episode is trying to act like he is about that life. Child, when Lulu got pissed off and knocked him out in this, I'm tired of you putting your hands on me. You gonna quit putting your hands on me? Like, what you doing with that gun? What you about to do with that gun? What is going on? I don't know what's going on behind the scenes or who he has in his corner to put that battery in his back, but you gonna I'm tired of you putting your hands on me, nigga. You gonna stop. Like, you are not about that life, and Lulu knows it too. Don't pull it out unless you're gonna use it. Now, we also have Marvin keeping busy this episode. Not only has he been telling Tony, watching her live her new life of the rich and famous, like, oh yeah, oh that's, if only, like, Marvin is effortlessly funny. Like, if only he knew where their mouth has been. Eating chips and shit, about to get caught up every 2 seconds, doing what Marvin freaking does. Like, Marvin, what you about to do to Tony? But outside of that, the main thing I was paying attention to was him hanging out with old Sister Circle, out with this freaking therapist. You know, Marvin, I feel like, she reminds me of Tika Stumper. I feel like you're uncomfortable sharing within the circle. So I brought you out here, you know, so we can have, girl, if you want to go on a date with Marvin, just say that. Just say that. All that extraness of, you know, if you don't share, I don't see you making any progress. What if I call up the judge and say that? You're gonna get locked. You ain't calling nobody. You ain't calling nobody. You could have said the same shit in your office in private. The fact that you wanted to go out and get to know him and talk and share, like, some back shots from Marvin, so goddamn bad. And it's okay. But I do like the growth that we see happening on Marvin's part, that he can finally admit to himself that not only was I in the wrong, I do have a daughter who doesn't speak to me, and she has every right to be upset with me. I'm a bad father. I'm a sick motherfucker. I love how he was like, well, I ain't that kind of motherfucker. It wasn't no sexual shit or nothing like that. But I'm a sick motherfucker. Like, I've been fucking up. Marvin is so funny. Now, after we have the most awkward, stiff, quiet ass car ride to the camping site, the whole energy and vibe between them has changed, and Rock definitely feels it. I was thinking that she might just, you know, with her bold ass, just bite the bullet and go, yeah, so I know you're talking to Malcolm. Like, I was waiting on her to do that, but she did not do that. I was not really vibing with it completely. But what I did like about the episode was just them being in a different element, and we get some of that New York Queens ass. Hey, son, you trying to get on these s'mores? Come outside. We trying to get down on these s'mores. You trying to get down at this campfire, yo? Like yo, shorty, you got some beer repellent? Like, I absolutely love it. Even though I was yelling, the one time we needed your ass to be nosy about that trunk situation, Kanan, you are not. But we also see that not only are the dynamics changing in their relationship because Kanan is talking to Malcolm, he is getting older. It's not always going to be about mom and their relationship. He can't move anywhere without trying to peep where the shorties at, where the girls, where the Beckys, where the bunnies. We in the woods, girl, what's up? You trying to go smoke some weed? Like, Kane is all smooth now, rolling up with his little Magno. What's up? Coming through with that. I whoop your head, boy. Magic stick. All the nigga really need is a little bit ass energy. Kanan's little ass was extra smooth this episode. Now, I did appreciate the more vulnerable moments about this camping trip, just short stuff where we have her reflecting back on the past, you know, the situation with her grandpa, things that they used to do, and my dad was this. And we also get her reflecting on herself a little bit, because we do hear her say, even though we saw very much the kind of mama she has when she was all at the church and making a donation, and it's just like, yeah, my dad was this, he was awesome, grandpa used to do this, but my mom was always this way. She was never satisfied with anything, and she always wanted more. Sound familiar, don't it? But we also get into that Rock that we are familiar with, the one who has made it up in her mind and also feels it up in Kanan's mind that, you know, hey, this is all about you, son. This is not about me. This is about, you know, the family. This can all be yours. This is, you know, your legacy, our lineage. You know, I'm doing all of this that I do just for you. It's yours if you want it. I'm gonna pass it down. I was like, oh, girl, this stopped being all for him a long time ago. And in that moment when she asked, you know, do you really want this? Is this what you want to do? Even though we know how it ends, and that's the great thing about this show, because we see this Kanan and this Juke in a whole different realm outside of what we saw when they were introduced to us in Power, especially Kanan. Like, this is fucking Kanan who smothers old ladies with fucking pillows that says Jesus saves. Like, this is a sick ass person. Like, but to see him here, even in this vulnerable space, deep down you want him to say, no, this is not what I want. I want something different. I want something more for my life. But, you know, we have him say, you know, I wasn't sure at first, but, you know, now I'm dead ass sure that this is what I want to do. It's not, Kanan, it's not. You are gonna turn into a freaking super villain. Like, it's gonna get crazy. But I also love that we have that dimension of Rock always being Rock. She's actually really not only fishing and this is all yours and, you know, we're family, you're my son, I love you. She is still testing him. She is still trying to see where his loyalties lie. Like, how are you feeling about talking to Malcolm? Are you really trying to walk away from this? Like, this is the ultimate test. There was a fucking dead body in the trunk, and I need you to help me bury it. Like, when we have Kanan, oh yeah, you know, I wasn't sure this is what I want. I love when things reach a certain peak, like a dead body being in the trunk, then he wants to revert back to, oh my God, like, Mom, no, this is what you wanted. What the hell do you think you are getting? This is what this life is. Even reverting back to this episode, your life and the things that you have to do to keep this lifestyle going, you constantly have to look over your shoulder. Your life, as well as your family's life, is constantly in danger. I don't even think from the time that we watched the first episode of the first season up until now that we can count on one hand how often Kanan's life has been in danger, how often somebody has pointed a gun in his face. Like, it gets real. He had no choice but to turn out to be the goddamn Kanan who is willing to kill his own son for feeling like, you know, oh, you don't deserve to be my son, you're not loyal. We cannot say that that is too far removed from Rock. Now, the strongest aspect that I didn't care about in the show were the two Italians that were first telling Marvin and then later telling Rock and Kanan waiting for an opportunity to kill her. These hitmen that were clearly hired by the Italians in New Jersey to go after Rock. I felt like they were the most one-dimensional Italians that I have seen depicted on TV in a very long time. I did love, you know, Jimmy giving Rock that Friday the 13th is anybody there ass moment in the woods. It is nice to kind of see her scared and vulnerable because sometimes she just seems really, really invincible. But we of course have the good one and the bad one. We have Jimmy, who is very much about respect and about the job. He was giving Sonny from A Bronx Tale, you know, no women, no kids. She might be one of the great ones as Italians. You know, it's about respectability in politics. We don't do things like kill somebody because, you know, they're black or just because it's a woman or it's a black kid. No, it's not about that. I am just about the job and what I came here to do and about respect and doing things a certain way. Then of course we have Dominique, who was getting on my freaking nerves the entire episode. And why not? Because that's clearly what he was there to do. Be racist, assume things just because somebody is black, and has his eye on killing Kanan as soon as he sees him. Assuming that just because he's black, he couldn't just be trying to hang out with old Hannah Montana. He must be trying to conquer her. He must be trying to assault her. This is some sick, depraved ass behavior from a moolie. I need to take him out. Like just all kind of disgusting vibrations coming off of him. I couldn't wait until somebody came through and sliced his nose off. And of course, as to those tensions of race, especially with Rock, you know, hey, stay away from white girls. They're only going to cause you trouble. Yeah, did y'all tell Marvin that? Did Marvin get the memo? But we do see that Kanan is persistent and he just don't give a damn. Like, I just want to hang out with another teenage girl and smoke some weed. Meanwhile, you have an Italian waiting in the woods to kill your mom. I just did not like the way that it was executed for some reason. Like, it felt off. Like, oh, it was, you know, A's and B's of writing. Like, we need this to happen for this to happen. We need this mean ass Italian to fuck up, you know, for Rock to have a reason to come and save Kanan. Like, it felt like the writing had got a little bit lazy and I was kind of disappointed in that moment. But I'm sure that this will roll over into Rock and this Italian maybe having some type of rapport, being all about, you know, respectability, politics, and honor. Of course, he did not have to step in and help or shoot the partner so that, you know, nothing would happen to Kanan. He didn't have to just end it there and let them walk away. So maybe something will happen with that, but I really did wish that the story was executed better and we weren't going through the ABCs of good versus bad, racist versus honor, and saving Kanan yet again. Like, damn, Kanan cannot catch a break. But after they tell Hannah that she ain't gonna say nothing and they leave the cabin, we do have multiple other things going on in the episode. We have Famous coming by the studio giving off some crackhead gator energy. I do not know what's going on there. Like, I'm just telling y'all, like, I've just been waiting patiently for them to put Famous on some stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on with Lulu and the whole, oh, you need to write and I'll give you a chance. Like, how Lulu is moving, I just feel like he's trying to get Famous out of his hair, and maybe Famous is going to get his hopes up and, you know, maybe write something really dope and maybe dive into whatever as soon as, you know, shit doesn't go his way. Or maybe Crown to get him mixed up in some stuff. He is, you know, so impressed with Crown this season. Like, don't trust nobody Famous, but Famous was definitely giving Gator energy. You know, the way that he just comes in, like, yeah, it's giving dancing crackhead. But Detective Shannon getting on my nerves this episode, steady pressing for more and more information. She does not at all, which we already knew, believe anything that Malcolm said, and picked up his loyal woman of 10 years. They've been having, you know, paid sets 7 and 8 years and shit, and you pick this lady up to press her for information, threaten, you know, to take her son away, and I'm gonna turn you in, and da-da-da-da-da. And this just makes her grasp for any information that she can think of, and all she could maybe think of was the absolute truth. I don't know anything, but I do know that recently he told me he has a young teenage son, and I was like, oh, damn. That's all the information that she ever needed to give her. Like, Malcolm is just so upset at this because he knows, like, oh, this could, you know, be a detriment to my relationship with Kanan, my position as a police officer. Shannon is never gonna stop digging. What does this mean exactly? You know what? You fucking up shit for me. I need you to get out. Get the fuck out. I was like, damn. It's like that, Malcolm, after all this time of me allowing you to lay on your back and I do all the work? Like, when he was talking to her, like, what the fuck could you tell her? You don't know shit about me. We don't talk. We don't have a relationship. Like, no, nigga. Long as y'all been fucking and laying up in this pillow talking, you do have a relationship with her, whether you like it or not. And you just throwing her out like that, like, oh, Malcolm ain't shit. Malcolm is not shit, but he is shook now. And lastly, we have Juke this episode. Didn't I tell y'all Juke was all too ready to change herself to go walk into the house of the Lord and hang out with Kenya, Latoya Luckett? Like, Juke literally put on a dress and let her hair down, and she looked so young and vibrant. Juke looked 5 years younger all of a sudden. Like, I have never seen Juke smile so much. I am loving, like, the brightness that she is finding in herself, especially after the tough ass day she had of finding out Lulu ain't shit. You was just gonna sell my song? Like, but I am here and I am having a good time, even though she is wearing something that we have never seen her wear, child. She has on a dress. Even got a little young man coming through the church trying to get her ditches. Like, you know, what's up, girl? You trying to get a drink after, you know, we get up out of here? Like, and Juke is cheesing. Like, normally Juke is, you know, get out of my face. I don't know if this is all just for show for the church, or if this is just all genuine. Like, we have never seen her act like this. Like, it couldn't possibly be genuine. This is not who Juke is. And I found it extremely funny that she was so appalled at the fact that Crown or Lulu felt like, you know, oh, you don't have the right look if you were willing to switch it up. But going on over there with Kenya in the house of the Lord, she switched up her look without a problem to look a little bit more feminine, to make, you know, I'm sure her mom more comfortable, but she genuinely looks happy. And I know it's not about her look, but I think it's more so about just the praise and people just being so inspired by her voice, just listening to her. Everybody's really impressed, everybody clapping. Juke was singing the house down, boots. Like, Juke's voice was carrying. It sounded so beautiful. Unlike, you know, when I'm across town in Queens and, you know, people trying to steal my shit. Everybody's constantly telling me what I'm not. Like, this is awesome. I love what I'm getting. And Kenya is very much so impressed. From the looks of it, it feels like Juke has been visiting the church multiple times. It seems like she's building relationships, not only with Kenya, but the people in the church. Only problem is we still don't know anything about Kenya. What do we know besides, you know, what she decided to share with Juke? And I feel like we will get to know a whole lot more once Marvin gets involved with his angry ass. Like, he's all woo-sign and calm and eating chips and shit. When he finds out that Juke is across the street putting on dresses in the church hanging out with Kenya, it is going to be a problem. But I look forward to everything that's going to happen. Well, you guys, that was my review for Raising Kanan Season 2, Episode 5. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please drop down and tell me what you thought about my review and what you thought about this episode. I did kind of try to keep it short. I've been going in and out. I absolutely feel horrible, but I wanted to get this video up. Please, you know, comment if I forgot anything, because I feel like I'm forgetting something. But if I did, oh, so what the hell? Drop it in the comments. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.